Hello, I'm Skye Taylor, and welcome to another edition of Q&A. That's where you ask the question, I do my best to answer them. Remember, it's only my opinion. Okay, I have a question right here from Juan Antachio. Hope I got that name right. What can you expect when you step into a solo gallery or a juried exhibition? Well, you should have no expectations. No expectations whatsoever. When you do a solo gallery, it is what it is. You put your paintings on the wall, people come and look at it, that's it. Hopefully, you'll sell some paintings and people will share the same vision that you share. But what about a juried exhibition? What does that mean? Well, that means that you are putting your work up to be judged by a judge. It's judged and ribbons are given out. Well, what does that mean? It means zero, folks. Getting a ribbon doesn't mean a thing. I'm going to tell you why. You got to remember that a judge is a human being. He has emotions, he has feelings. When he sees a piece of work that inspires him to give a first place ribbon or a best of show, it triggered his emotion. He could relate to what that artist had done. But what does that mean in the spectrum of things? It doesn't mean anything, because what a judge sees may not be what popular opinion is. Here's an example. I had to do a show, an architecture show, and I put this painting that you're looking at right now. It was the Chicago skyline, and the architecture show, we could submit either a 2D painting or a 3D painting, and you can see I chose the latter. It took me weeks to do this. It's got 500 Swarovski crystals in it, it's 3D, and it's an exact replica of the Chicago skyline from the Lake Michigan view. Now, what could be more architecture than this painting? Well, what happened is when he decided to pick the art work to give the ribbon to, I ended up being honorable mention, and I was the third honorable mention. I was the very last one on his pick. In other words, I was one heartbeat away from not even getting a ribbon, which is fine. But the funny part is that all through the show, before the show actually, this painting had drawn a crowd. People were gathered around looking at this, and all the artists were coming up to me and saying, "Oh my God, you're going to win Best of Show." Everybody, that's what the artists thought. And I laughed to myself because I know better. It might not be what the judge thinks. And sure enough, I squeaked in barely getting a ribbon. Now, what had won first place had very little architecture in it at all. What it was it had buildings in the background, but it had a scene in the foreground that it just so happens that, according to the judge, he was there. And now this triggered an emotion. It made him feel good. It brought back a good memory. That artist had happened to do something that made the judge respond. And that's what happened with the first, second, and third place. That's the way it is. It's his opinion. It made him feel good. Seeing the Chicago skyline in 3D, even though it was all architecture, 100% architecture, did not inspire him. So did that make it wrong? No. The first place winners and second and third place winners deserved it. I mean, according to him, that was what he believed. It may not have been popular opinion, but on any given second, you got to realize 2 seconds later, if he would have made his decision, he might have picked something different. Let me tell you something. One time I was in an art show and I actually won first prize on a painting. When I got my slip that told me that I won first prize, I looked at it and they had written down Best of Show, the judge did. He scratched that off, put first prize, scratched that off, put Best of Show, scratched that off, put first prize, and that's where it was. I was at first prize. And after I had won the award and that, he came over to me, he says, oh my God. He says, I was torn and I don't think I made the right decision. In other words, he then thought after it was all done, I should have won Best of Show. But, you know, I didn't care. But you see, he didn't know. He was torn between my work and someone else's work. And I was amazed to see this on the sheet, all scratched off, as he tormented himself while he went through his decision and then lamented it after it was all over. So, you know, it is what it is, and it's kind of funny. So what I'm trying to say is that when you get an award, remember one thing. It's great for bragging rights, and it's a good ego booster. But in the realm of things, it means absolutely zero. The best award you will ever win is when somebody comes up and looks at your art and says, yeah, I can relate to that. I love what you do. I want to buy that. And when they purchase it, they take it home, hang it up on their wall. That's the best feeling in the world, better than any ribbon you will ever win. So when you go to a juried exhibition, go with zero expectations. It is what it is. It doesn't mean you're the best. It doesn't mean you were the worst. It's what the judge felt. Thank you very much for that question. And if you have any questions, please put them in the below the video, and I will do my best to answer them. If you love this video, give it a thumbs up. If you hate the video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you very much, and please, if you haven't subscribed, subscribe. Lots of great stuff coming up. I thank you very much for watching. I'm Skye Taylor. We'll talk to you soon.